beginning by turning your head all the way to one side. Turning the head forward again, and then over to the other side. Looking out on a level plane, making sure that the chin is not up too high or down. Back to center, supporting the back of the neck. Raise your head up and look toward the ceiling if possible. Deep breaths. Lifting the head back up, and then dropping the chin toward the chest. Keeping a straight back, keep the shoulders down, and breathe. Remembering that it's on the exhale that we can feel the body releasing tension. Lifting the head back up, we're going to tilt the head to one side. You can place one hand on your shoulder and the other hand on your head, applying a small amount of pressure if that feels okay. Bring the head back up, slowly and gently, so that you can try the other side. Gently bring the head back up to center. Lift the shoulders up toward the ears on the inhale and pull them all the way down on the exhale. Again, doing your best to keep a straight back. Inhale up and exhale all the way down. Doing your best to look forward the entire time. Inhale up and exhale down. Now shoulder rolls, rolling the shoulders back. Making as large of circles as you comfortably can. Taking your time. Big, slow circles. And then rolling the shoulders in the opposite direction. We'll alternate one shoulder and then the other. Doing your best to draw circles. And rotate in the opposite direction. Moving on to the arms, extend one arm out in front, bring it across in front of your torso, and if it feels okay, apply some pressure with the other hand or the other arm. Release the stretch. We'll try the other side, forward and then across. Release the stretch. Working on the triceps, the back of the upper arm, bending one arm, lift it up towards your ear. And if it feels okay, apply some pressure with the other hand. You may not be able to go as far into the stretch as I can, but that's okay. Gently release and try the other side. And release the stretch. Stretching the forearms, tip one hand back so the fingers point toward your body and the forearm faces forward. If it feels okay, apply some pressure with the other hand. Switch arms. Let's rotate the wrists, making circles with the hands. And the opposite direction. Now extending both legs straight out in front, sitting up tall, we're going to twist. Support yourself with one hand behind the body. And you can hook the other hand on the side of your leg. The arm that's behind you, do your best to have it as close in line with the spine as possible. Coming forward again and twisting to the other side. We want to imagine that on the inhale we get taller, and on the exhale we deepen the twist. Coming back to center. Twisting again, this time with open hips. You can have bent knees or straight legs. Again, one arm supporting behind the back and the other hand at the knee. Coming forward again, twisting to the other side. Using that arm for support. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, imagine deepening the twist. And back to center. Side stretch. Extend one arm out to the side, touching the floor, so that you're stretching one side of the torso. Optional, you can bring the other arm up above the head if that feels okay on your shoulder. You can have the head looking forward, up or down. Coming back up to center. Side stretch on the other side. And breathe. Coming back up to center. Again, with open hips, you can have the soles of the feet touching or straight legs, legs apart. A forward fold in this position, being careful to not force the stretch. Go to a point that feels okay. You can drop your head if that feels good or keep a straight spine. It is possible in this stretch to have your head come all the way down to the floor. We don't want to force it. Coming back up. Bring the knees together. A figure 4 stretch, keeping one knee bent. Do your best to place the ankle on the thigh of the bent leg. I'm using my hands behind me for support. Keeping my right foot flexed, I'm protecting my right knee. This stretch can be performed standing, sitting in a chair, or on your back as well. Gently release the stretch. We'll try the other side. It's easy to accidentally do the same side by accident. Again, flexing that foot and breathe. Carefully coming out of that stretch. Moving into a thigh stretch. You can practice this on your side or standing with the support of a wall or a chair. I'm holding onto my foot and I'm drawing it back up toward my shoulders, arching the back. You may also choose to use a strap to hook on that foot. Releasing so that we can stretch the other leg. And gently release. Moving on to the back, draw one knee toward your chest. You can hold on behind the knee or at the shin. Again, flexing that foot, toes pointed toward you and heel away from you. And breathe. In this position, keep the neck tucked in slightly if you're able to, stretching out the back of the neck. Release and bring the opposite knee toward the chest. Now bringing both knees toward the chest. Doing your best to keep the base of the spine on the mat. Ideally, we don't want the lower back to curve up away from the mat. You can hold on behind the legs or at the shin and breathe. Opening the hips, allow the knees to move to the side and reaching for the feet with your hand. or again with an exercise strap. And breathe. Straightening one leg up toward the ceiling, keeping the other knee bent. Reach the heel toward the ceiling and the toes toward your body. Stretching out the back of the leg. For more of a stretch, you would straighten the other leg down toward the mat. And breathe. While I'm at it, I'm rotating my ankle to get a stretch there. And rotating in the opposite direction. Release the stretch and we'll try the other leg. Again, reach the heel toward the ceiling, toes toward your body, and breathe. One side may be tighter than the other. You can keep the other knee bent or straighten the leg down to the mat. Rotate the ankle. In the opposite direction. And release the stretch. Coming up to a seated position. Both legs straight out in front. Flexing the feet, take a big breath in. Exhale with a straight back, and then curving the spine. Now it's very important to not force this stretch. And I'm showing you the full version of this stretch. It's likely that you'll make it only partway into the stretch, and that's fine. Rolling back up the spine up to center. Now bringing the legs apart. And once again, it may feel like enough to just sit up tall in this position, or you may be able to come forward, either resting on the hands or your forearms. You can keep a straight back or lower the head if that feels good, but keeping the toes pointed up toward the ceiling. We don't want the toes rolling in toward each other. And coming back up. I'm moving on to my knees. You're welcome to stand. Supporting your lower back, arching the back. Now you can leave your head neutral or you can reach up and back. It's up to you, but deep breaths. Getting a nice curve in the spine, opening at the heart, and come back up. Another forward fold, optional. You can have straight legs. I have my arms straight out in front. My forehead reaches the mat. But you can also bring your knees apart if you need more space. Moving over to one side. You may wish to place a towel behind the knees, or again, a forward fold with straight legs. Back to center again, before moving over to the other side. Try to stop in the middle of any stretch. And coming forward again. Sitting back up.